Okay, hello, this is CrossingTheStyx, and this is Rumble the Titans. So, this is a room mode game, because now people actually want to play room mode because we get more BP per match. So, you know, if you want to get 50 BP per match, regardless of a win or a loss, then you should come and play room mode, because room mode is better, and we get to see someone I don't know the skills of. Catastrophe. Ooh. I think they changed his name. I thought he was Hellwarden. Oh, well. These look good. The only person I don't know... I think I don't know this guy. I think I don't know this guy, and I don't know that guy. But Loveless One, I mean... I don't know. I don't know. We will see. We will see. We will see. We're going to see Anubis as well, who I loved in the Russian version. He just stomped so hard. Ixchel, Tempest, Gadgetmeister, Decimus. And on the other team, Adora, Aether, Mavia, Catastrophe. Okay. Loveless, if you're watching this, I'm going to pay attention to you, because I really want to see Catastrophe or Hellwarden, or whatever his name is. I want to see him. So I'm probably most definitely going to pay attention to your kills. And Castile. Okay. That was just clarifying. So, there isn't going to be any stealth on the other team for Mavia to actually take care of with her Sandstorm. So that's going to be kind of interesting.
I shall become the stuff of legend.
I'll just turn it down a bit, and it's going to be a very, very, very good time. Okay, no you. No you. Okay, let's take a look at Hellwarden, or Catastrophe. I'm going to call him whatever I feel like. So, this one, Impure Fire, he causes damage, increasing the amount of damage they receive. That's pretty easy. Pretty easy. Second one, Prison Siege. Hellwarden snares an enemy and summons 3 ally creeps to attack them with increased attack speed. So that's interesting. So that's one he's going to be picking up first. Origin of Darkness is going to be his E, which is he gains extra damage against enemies within a range of 1,000 based on his health. Huh. So I think that's area of effect. I'm not sure. And his ultimate is Gates of Hell. Hellwarden summons imps to randomly attack nearby enemies. Enemies that have fallen within 900 range will transform into an imp. Lasts for 20 seconds. Oh, wow. Just now that's taking effect. Oh, well. So, is that... Okay, so on bottom lane there's going to be Mavia and Catastrophe against Gadgetmeister and Tempest. Mid is going to be Adora versus Anubis. And then on top it's going to be Ixchel and Decimus against the wonderful Loveless One and JT12 Gage, who's playing Aether. So it does look like he's going to be taking Logistics Master. And Castile. I'm going to be going with Meditation. Heal for Decimus, and Ixchel is going to go with Weak Point, so she's going to get more farm, or is planning on getting more farm, I guess. A little bit, you know, equal blocking on the top, equal blocking on the bottom, and it looks like equal blocking in the mid. Anubis, I'm very excited to see Anubis, because he's just... I'm not sure what he was what was his problem in the Russian version, but he was good. What he does is he can change between ranged and melee. He gains buffs if he goes to melee, and he's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what he decides to do. On top, Ixchel's already taken a little bit of damage. The turret's already up. This turret's actually out of place a little bit, and Castile almost was out of place a little bit there. Speaking of out of place, Tempest might want to back up here. He does drag Catastrophe into... Yeah, I'm probably going to call him Catastrophe. It's easier. Or Warden. I might just call him Warden. It'd be easier. But already, Anubis goes down to Adora. So this is going to be pretty helpful in pushing. Everyone does gain a level. So everyone's going to grab their new skills. Already taking turret damage. Or the turrets are already taking damage. Anubis is going to come out here, though, and make sure that these don't go down. There's Deny, though he wasn't in range anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Pushing a little bit on the bottom is going to be Warden and Mavia. Tempest going to be taking actually considerable amounts of damage from that. He probably should stay out of that. He's taking a lot of damage from the Sandstorm of Mavia. XChell's going to be taking a little bit of damage from Ether as well. And let's see if Anubis can stay alive this time. He is being out-leveled by 2 right now by Adora, so that could be a problem. He can last hit relatively easily. So if we... Oh yes, your voice. I think that's still in Russian. That was the same in the Russian version, so that might still be Russian. But if we look, 10 versus 1. So he only has one creep slain. So that's going to be interesting. Catastrophe does get cloned. That's going to probably do less damage to Catastrophe than he would probably like. He's just... Clone is going to freak out. It's going to... He's getting blocked by the creeps. A lot of blocking by those creeps there. He's not able to get out. But he should, you know... Yeah, he does have 4 potions. Or he did have 4 potions, so that should be fine. Top 1 tower is already down on top, so that's probably not too good. Down on bottom, or down on middle, the bottom tower of middle is going to be taking a little bit of damage as well. So that's not too good. Desolus and XChell are both pretty low on mana, whilst their opponents are pretty high on mana. She's going to get some last hits here. Nobody decides to deny that for some reason. Once again, still being out-leveled by 2 is Anubis and Adora. Adora definitely has an advantage right now. Anubis just not getting the amounts of creep slain that he needs. Right now he has 3, 4 denies, but Shusta does have 17 and 9 denies. So that's going to be severely limiting his, real opportunities to level up. A weak point was the Titan skill that Tempest got, and he's going to go with 2 levels of Dimension Armor to deal with this magic damage that's going to be coming in from both of his opponents up top. We see that with this tower being out, Aether can really just abuse this area here, being able to push in and retreat back into where they cannot see him, so that was definitely a good choice to take out the top tower first. He's really just keeping his enemies at bay and easily pushing onto this tower by just staying up there and staying out of sight. In middle, Anubis does not go down, but he is forced to retreat with very low health. And Adora just going to be getting denies, getting denies. That's interesting. But she's going to get last hits, going to keep getting that money. Yep, she gets the last hit on the catapult, so that's going to be a little extra money. Down a lot of damage on this tower. Might actually go down already at the 5-minute mark. Not even the 5-minute mark, but we are very close. So that, probably not very good. On the bottom, though, we do see Tempest and Gadgetmeister are both full health and full mana, and easily pushing back Catastrophe and Mavia. There's the time. Oh my goodness, a lot of damage coming in. There's the fireball. It's going to do a ton of damage to Catastrophe, actually. He's going to have to pull back behind the towers, just retreat back there and chill out. If we see, he does have fireball, so he's not going to be able to heal with Logistics Master if he wants to. He might actually just go and walk back to base, while on top, Aether and Castile are still pushing against a lone XChell remaining by her towers. It does look like she's going to be going out with this minion wave, but that's probably not too good. Catastrophe is going to be going up to the shop. When he comes down, he might have a good opportunity to actually do some damage to these guys if they don't do some damage to him first. Gadgetmeister sending in the Sandstorm right there for some reason, taking unnecessary damage from that, albeit a small amount. Desolus is going to be going back and forth. No big deal there. She doesn't get the last hits on all of these, so that's not too good. A lot of damage coming in with those swords on XChell. She's going to have to retreat back. Quite a bit of damage with those, actually. And Catastrophe, though trying to heal up. He does disappear. Oh, yeah, that's right. Adora is going to summon the target ally. So that is going to save him, allow him to go up to this shop to heal up once again. He did decide to get a logistics master, and he's going to have to stay out of lane for another time because they just took out so much of his damage coming back, so much of his life rather, coming back into lane from his last expedition to the shop. This also leaves bottom lane really just without any defense whatsoever. Let's see. Mivia is going to be teleporting back in, but this was a lot of, you know, they were able to push a little bit. They were able to take this down to about half health, and Tempest and Gadgetmeister are just going to be able to get some items, get some free last hits, and just be able to push a little bit into the enemy side. So right here you see that you are able to earn BP from room mode, which is good. Now it does look like Tempest is going to teleport in on top. He's going to be able to get Ether in a place where he can actually have his teammates do a lot of damage to him, and he goes down to Desolus. Ixchel is now going to be deciding to chase Castile. We'll see if she actually does get the stun on him. He does get stunned and get silenced. He's going to keep walking away, but Ixchel just has a speed advantage. He's going to be blocked by the creeps, and he's going to go down. Very good kill by Ixchel there, just chasing. He was not fast enough because she does have those boots and a good amount of speed. And Jungle Prowl, which also increases their speed. But Adora coming in from mid here. She's going to be trying to gank a little bit. No damage coming in from that, actually. So that's just going to be completely negated. They're going to be trying to chase her. Is she fast enough to get away? She doesn't have any boots. Or, well, never mind. She does have boots, but they are only shimmering shoes. But she's going to be able to use them if she doesn't take damage. So she's actually going to push them back. She is level 8, and she is pretty heavily armed. She does have a good amount of items. Ether also coming. They're going to be flanking from behind, coming up from behind the control point. Ether is going to what? Okay. Odd. But, and anyway. If we just go down here for a minute, we see Catastrophe and Mivia are going to take a little trip to go to the shop. Loveless actually taking 2 of those. I'm not quite sure if that's a good idea because that is an exclusive buff, so we cannot gain the full amount of gold from there. On top, Desolus is going to go down from Adora. She does get that flanking position pretty nicely. Tempest is going to port in, do a little bit of damage to him, but he has to port out before, you know, before he actually gets the kill. Adora going to be able to run away. Tempest does teleport back into top. This time he is here to stay. Adora going to be taking damage from these spiders, but they don't have any stun, unlike the stone golems of below there. Ether just going to get a hit off and decide to retreat. Ixchel is not able to get around in time to catch Adora out of position and actually finish the job that Tempest started. She did go down pretty low, but she's going to be able to heal up at that with Logistics Master. But Anubis coming in there. He teleports him to Anubis. He's going to get blocked by creeps, though, and he is in melee mode, so he's not going to be able to do damage. He is a bit faster in melee mode, though, so he's going to be able to at least catch up to Castile a bit. He's going to be taking sword damage there. A lot of sword damage coming in. All 3 consecutive swords did hit Anubis there, so that's going to be a lot of damage. There's the ultimate from Tempest. It does look like... Ooh. Anubis went down. So I guess he was taken out by Adora. Adora, yes. Okay. She did come out of that shop pretty quickly. She's going to be immune to damage. There's Hellwarden just keeping her in place. Ixchel now very low on health, very low on mana. She doesn't have the speed to get away. And that's going to be bad. Now, Desolus is way out of position. She's going to get snared there, but she's going to be able to get out with that dash. Will she be able to get away? Yes, she will. Those 2 swords do hit, and the last sword probably would have taken her out, but the last sword is not thrown and therefore will not connect and kill. Anubis has respawned, and he's going to be defending top with Tempest. Down here, it does look like Gadgetmeister is going to keep pushing bottom alone. There's the imps coming in. They're just going to kind of go around. There's the snare. Oh, that's the gate, and that's going to spawn imps constantly. Oh, wow. That's his ultimate. But he's taking a lot of damage. There's the teleport, and very nice hit by Troggy. Troggy, Anubis, rather, does go down, but he does get Hellwarden in the process, teleporting into tower range, and is able to take him down. But both of these towers are going to be in range of Castile and Ether, and only now are they going to be pushed back. They're not going to be able to go all the way to the control point, but at this time, but they are able to take down both of those towers, and we'll see if Creeps can do the job. He's getting knocked up there by the third hit from Desolus, and easily taken down with Ix-Shell and Tempest backing up Desolus. Now it does look like Ether is going to be going down to mid along with Mevia, or the shop rather, the shop and Adora are going to be doing damage to this control point tower. So this control point tower is going to be taking a little bit of damage as well, but she does decide to back off. She doesn't know where the enemy is. She did see Ix-Shell go into this forest though, so she wants to get out of there as she doesn't want to be ganked and caught out of position. Even though she is level 9, which is pretty high above anyone else right now. Yep, nobody else is level 9. She also has a good amount, well, quite a bit of gold, almost double some others. Well, double some others, but not completely double. Stealth, that's the ultimate. There she goes, she comes out, she's going to do the area of effect damage. There's the Sandstorm, and Anubis is going to go down just like that. There's the ultimate from Tempest. He's going to do a lot of damage to Adora here. She's going to be able to just not take any damage there for a couple seconds and teleport away. So she's going to be relatively safe, unless she decides to engage that Gadgetmeister. That would not be a good idea. A little bit of damage in the line there coming from Desolus, but now Desolus is very low on mana. Well, she won't be able to be as effective in the next team fight if she does not get that mana back up. Ix-Shell as well, taking a lot of damage. Level up, though, and getting kind of equalized. Well, not equalized, rather. In fact, going in favor. Gadgetmeister going to be walking into their entire team right here, but only taking a single auto attack. Okay, third sword does miss. Desolus going to be out of mana, going down for retreat. There's nothing she can do right now, and going back to just heal up the health and mana would be a better idea right now. Adora going to be flanking around, going to be taking a little bit of damage from these creeps, but and Anubis does see her, but it won't be too much of a problem. This is just keeping them out of the zone they need. There's the ultimate gateway. A bunch of imps going to be spawned, and that's going to be able to push them back. Actually, Tempest being caught out of there with the snare and just very easily taken out by the entire team. He did have to retreat. These imps aren't going to be doing anything right now. They look really scary if we zoom in right now. I would not like to have 5 of those spawn on me, and they are going to despawn though. So that is fine. So just a little bit of damage on Adora from Desolus. That's not going to be too big of a deal at all. Well, not right now. We'll see if that is. There's a little bit of teleport. It's not really a lot. There's the third one. It does knock up quite a bit right there. And Hellwarden is going to go down. Ix-Shell taking a lot of damage along with Anubis. They're going to have to retreat. But Desolus still is pretty good on health and mana. Mevia is going to be very low on health and mana. She's going to have to retreat. But Ether still is quite a threat here. Castile does take a time bomb, but it's not passed around enough to do any real amount of damage, and Gadgetmeister going to be taken down to a very low amount of health as well, going to have to retreat. But Tempest is coming back into the lane right now. He is full health, full mana. He's ready to go. His ultimate is up. We'll see if he will use it. Does he? He does. So Adora doesn't have anywhere to go right now, but she just, you know, pops her Q and is able to be invincible for all the time that she needs. So he's going to Frenzy. Not going to do much. And their entire team is going to head up to the shop, with the exception of Hellwarden, who's going to be pushing bottom to try and take out this final tower, and perhaps push into the only control point which they haven't really pushed to yet. This control point has been taken down. This control point has been taken down. They both have been recaptured, but this one has not been captured by the Harbingers yet. So pushing in is going to be Adora, Castile, Mevia, and Ether. while pushing bottom in almost the same place, if you see, is going to be Hell Warden. So not too shabby. A little bit of pushing back is going to be Anubis up here trying to get a little bit of extra creep score, but but Anubis sees that 4 people pushing mid probably should go help out, because this tower is all that is left really helping to defend these right now, except for, you know, two heroes. Both of those all 3 of those swords do miss, so those are going to be on cooldown for the next little while, but might be on cooldown for a lot longer, because Desolus does get the squishy Ather down. He can do a lot of damage, but if he is engaged at close range with all of his skills on cooldown, he is extremely vulnerable. Speaking of extremely vulnerable, here's the ultimate again. She was stuck in place there. She's going to have to retreat. She's going to be taking out the team fight. For now, Gadgetmeister is going to be taken out as well. This really taken out there. These going to be doing a little bit of damage to those imps. So that is going to take out quite a few. Those imps are not going to be that big of a deal right now. There's really nothing they can do until someone comes into range. This tower going to be going down. And that tower going to be going down. They are doing a lot of damage. There's the ultimate, but nobody's going to walk into it, so it doesn't really matter. But it is going to keep Hell Warden in place and allow them to take him down. Tempest is going to go down to Adora, giving Adora the mega kill. So, whilst that's probably not a good thing, considering she does have 4 kills, it will give them quite a good amount of gold if they do manage to take her down, if they get the chance. The Titan Forge is taking quite a bit of damage right now, a lot of damage really, and they're preoccupied down here while the creeps, the turrets, are all focusing on one thing. That ultimate does miss the entire team, and Adora is going to be chased and taken down a lot by the turrets, but Ixchel does get the final word on that life. Now these turrets and creeps are going to be going to town on this Titan Forge, doing a considerable amount of damage to it, but with the entire team here taking them down, it shouldn't be too much of a problem at the current time. So Anubis is going to be getting his 4th rank in the teleport, which is get over here, so perhaps a little bit of a nod to Mortal Kombat there. But regardless, that is going to, yeah, that switches him into melee mode and also teleports. No, does it? Yeah. No. Yeah. No, yeah, that switches them. I forget. I couldn't read any of the Russian anyway, so I barely know what they do. Now, Catastrophe is going to be trying to push down here to get the down early, but he's actually going to be caught way out of position there. But it is only Desolus and Gadgetmeister, and they don't really want to be caught out of position by the enemy team either. They're going to see, though, they only see that Ether is here, and for the time being, he is the only one that is here, and that's going to really take out Hell Warden pretty easily. Desolus using up all her mana, but and needing to retreat after that. But she did take out Hell Warden and did push back the advance. Hell Warden getting a bit too greedy there, getting a bit too early. You know, wanted to get this out a bit too early, and ended up being taken down. A lot of damage taken on Desolus by that ultimate. Not going to take her below half health, but it's going to force her to retreat and not allow her to fight him anyway. But there's the stun from Ixchel. A lot of melee damage coming in, and he used up all of his cooldowns, not able to do anything. And Ixchel is going to hopefully turn this back. Did she notice? Oh, teleport in. Who's that going to be? It's going to be Hell Warden. Ixchel, is she going to be able to take him down? There's the snare. And, of course, the 3 creeps do get on attacking her. So that is going to send her back. She's going to go as fast as she can back. But regardless, there are going to be 2 turrets here that are going to be undefended, whilst the remainder of the Harbinger team does push mid. There's the ultimate from Tempest, but he is going to be almost taken down. He's going to be forced to retreat at the very least. Desolus is taken down. She's not going to be able to get the kills that she needs to actually revive here. A little bit of damage taken by Adora, but really nothing significant considering where she is right now. Tempest, or Anubis rather, is going to be just standing by idly. gonna see who he teleports. He's gonna teleport Castile back, but nobody's really there to do a lot of damage. It's gonna be very slow taking them down if they actually manage it. Dora gonna be right there. Is she gonna be able to save? No, she's not gonna be able to save Castile, but she is going to take down Anubis with great vengeance in her mind. Tempest also going down as well to Mivia. So that is going to be that for most of the team. There's the snare, and Gadgetmeister goes down as well. If we look, that means the entire Guardian team is going to go down, and that is going to be that for the Guardians in this game. So a little bit of a stomp there. Not the greatest, but at least there were no leavers. It was good to see Hellwarden. He does look like a very good, very interesting hero with those summons in and really control. He is more of a controlling champion, not really direct damage, but he uses other things to do his work for him. You know, the enemy creeps, or not the enemy creeps, but just the other creeps that can do that for him. If we look at the end, obviously Adora does have the most gold in that match, the most assists and the least deaths, tied with Mevia for those deaths, or for the deaths and assists, and tied with Hellwarden for assists. So they're all going to have 6. Actually, Ixchel is going to have the most number of kills, so that's going to be 6 there as well. Creeps slain. That doesn't actually say here. Okay. Well, creep slain. It's going to be 67 is going to be the maximum there for Shusta. Very, very good. XP per minute, gold per minute, all go to Shusta there. And defense tower, I don't know what that means, but I'll find out eventually. And of course, level 12 is going to be achieved by Shusta only. So a pretty good game there. If it was a bit of a stomp, but I am glad that we got to see Hellwarden anyway. So hopefully we get to see more new heroes with these massive BP increases for using room mode. I'm excited for that. So it did take 21 minutes and 40 seconds for that match to end. Remember that this is not indicative of the final product because it is in a closed testing phase. If you want to check it out, though, you can go to omikaprime.com or mobicast.com to get a testing account to try out this game. It is Realm of the Titans. If you go over to the forums, I am Game Sage CrossingTheStyx. So, you know, if you want to find me and have questions, that's where I would go. Remember, you don't have to cross Styx in order to find quality gaming. All you have to do is come right here. I'll be back with more commentaries, hopefully. The tournament is coming up. I'm hoping to get a little bit of content out of that at the very least, if I'm not in it. But I don't think there's going to be a GS team. We can't really get organized for that. Oh, well. Oh, but you don't know. There might be. I'm definitely looking forward to that, though. Pre-mades, going against each other in a great tournament of epic proportions. It's going to be great. What can I say? So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.